C.J. Stroud, number 2 overall pick. He comes out. I thought he had a good drive going. Now, people were saying, hey, good drive. He got sacked for like a -20 or whatever. Completes his first ball, seemed comfortable, got in and out of the huddle, seemed poised. Everything kind of went off without a hitch. There was no delay of games. There was nobody lined up off sides. There was nobody still in motion whenever he snapped the ball. Now, he was under duress every single pass play. And for Connor's point about the New England Patriots front, seems like they're in a much better spot than they have been getting to the quarterback, or the Houston Texans offensive line is just terrible. But that right there is a big play because people thought he wasn't athletic enough to make plays whenever the play breaks down. Remember when he played in Georgia in the college football playoff, he was running a lot, and people were like, well, if he would have done this all year, we would have maybe won more games or in a different fashion. He never chooses to do that. It's like, well, first night, evades some sacks, seemed comfortable, looked like a professional, right? I think there was a couple times where maybe he looked a little antsy, and whenever he threw his pick, he literally pump faked to a guy, and then he learned quickly, like, yeah, this ain't Northwestern, bro.
Right.
You can't pump fake a guy and then go back to him.
No.
You if he doesn't move. You know, if he's double moving, maybe we can do that. But if you're pump faking, you can't be going to the same place you just faked, because somebody like Mills, who's a veteran in the secondary, he saw it the whole, I mean, that was the easiest pick of all time, but that's an easy welcome to the NFL moment for C.J. Stroud to learn from. I think if I'm Texans fans, I'm not that discouraged. No. I don't think I'm that scared. I think there was a couple moments where he got to show that he could be a guy. Like, that's one right there. I think obviously the game was moving a little quicker than he could imagine, but was that because his offensive line wasn't that great? But all the shows,
oh yeah,
and all the internet.
Oh, the internet, yeah.
C.J. Stroud ain't going to make it in the NFL.
Cooking him.
He's a bust. Poor performance. It's like he threw a pick, got it. He got sacked. Okay, definitely his fault.
Against Belichick.
Definitely, against Bill Belichick. Definitely his fault. But other than that, we didn't see a lot. But there was nothing I was really that worried about. I was like, first game for a rookie quarterback, new scene, new offense, new everything. I didn't think he looked that bad. There's people I feel like really making it out to be terrible, though.
No, for sure. I mean, like you said, he never faced pressure like that at Ohio State ever.
No.
Like, he was under more duress last night than he was in his entire time starting at Ohio State. Like, there's going to be growing pains. You know, there's a reason that the Texans picked him number 2 overall. Like, they're not very good. They got a ways to go. And, like, it's going to take some time. And obviously, in the preseason, like, they could have just left him in there and been like, hey, figure it out. But you also don't want him going out.
Killed.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want him getting sacked 8 times and then being like 4 of 17 and just completely killing his confidence. Like, he's going to figure it out. He's going to be okay. And then you put, Laramie Tunsil protecting his blind side. Like, that's certainly going to help a little bit. Like, I think it's because he's Ohio State. I think it's because he's young. I think it's because the Texans stink. But people are being very mean to him. For sure.
What people are judging that are in positions of, like, decision-making, it's like, does he look like an NFL quarterback in this first game? Like, is there, because even something as small as, like, somebody going in motion and then having to go get set, snapping the ball before that person gets set because everything else is kind of going on that you're worried about, like, that's an amateur-looking thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Breaking the huddle, like, that's an amateur-looking thing. Like, how you have the control of everything, that's a thing. Like, I think he looked the part. I honestly did. The pick was terrible, though. Like, that is not going to happen, but a lot of rookie quarterbacks throw a lot of terrible balls. I didn't think it was proper to throw in the towel on him, but you know what I did? I did like the Houston Texans, the way they were vibing down there.
Yeah.
Dougie Mills comes out. Case Keenum, it's unfair that Case Keenum is playing third and fourth quarter of a first preseason game. He's playing a different level of football, just like Jalen Mills is, playing a different level of football than everybody else. Good for the Texans. Maybe they got something this year.
Yeah.
The Patriots completely defeated, losing to the Texans. Ohio State product, C.J. Stroud, got his first NFL action. Obviously, first series ends up with him throwing a pick. He pump fakes to one place, and then he throws right back to that place. Welcome to the NFL. You can't do that. This isn't Illinois. This isn't Rutgers. This isn't Northwestern. That's Mr. Mills, and he's played in the Super Bowl, I do believe. An absolute dog, that guy. So that was a learning lesson. He was able to evade some sacks. He seemed to be confident, poised, threw the ball around, got a big-time sack where he got killed, was running for his life a lot. I didn't think it was that bad of a debut, but boy, a lot of people are saying this guy's going to stink in the NFL because of what happened early in this preseason football game, AJ.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, the preseason's so weird, and you're right. Like, he threw that one late, that pick that he threw, obviously threw that thing a little bit late. Can't do that. So we'll see. Hopefully, I guess what you want to see is progression from the first game to the second game. And does he make an improvement? That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, I think it was Deion Sanders, a video I saw where he said, "Don't waste a mistake." And I don't think I've ever heard that framed that way. Like, let's not waste a mistake. Like, if it happens, cool. Let's learn from it, though. Let's not just
let's not do it again. Yeah, let's make sure let's hone in on it. This is exactly what happened, and this is why it won't happen again.
Him moving, though, evading some sacks there, 99 was coming in hot a lot. Now, we don't know what the Houston Texans offensive line is going to be. We hope they will be better, but him being able to get the edge, outrun some people, I think that's a big deal for what was being said about him coming out of college, right, AJ?
Yeah, no question. Yeah, because he is able to move. He just didn't do it very often. He did it in the Georgia game, obviously, his last game he played there. But, yeah, they also didn't have both their starting tackles in the lineup, too, didn't they?
Yeah, which affects some things. You know, Laramie Tunsil's not going to play in the first preseason game, especially after the deal he just signed with how long he's been in the NFL. So hopefully that'll affect it. But I saw some stuff out of CJ that made me think, yeah, he's right where he needs to be. You know, right where he probably is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, preseason #1, new head coach. Bringing some juice. I like what D'Amico's doing, obviously.
No delay of games. No illegal shifts from the quarterback. Huddle, in, out, you know.
Yeah. Let's just look like a professional operation. That's what you want it to look like.
Yes, I think so, too. And I don't think a lot of fans think of it that way.
No. Because they take it for granted. I think they take it all for granted because it does seem to run so well during the season. You're right. There's a lot of moving parts in preseason, no question.
So I thought CJ handled all that well. If you're going through the checkbox of what CJ Stroud did well, and there's going to be people oh, he broke a huddle. That's good. It's it is.
It's a big deal.
That is good.
That's why he didn't have to do it in college.
That is good that
True.
he did. He was able to evade sacks. Okay, welcome to the NFL. It's that's what we're
big deal.
That's what we're saying. He completed some balls, was on the money with a couple of things, was on the run, completed a pass. Okay, he can do that. Now, was he under duress every single play, seemingly? Yes. So was he getting a little antsy, a little bit quick, probably making people think he's not ready yet? Maybe. But also, I don't think it was the end of the world there. On the flip side, the Patriots defense, now, once again, first preseason game, can't take away too much. Lombo, though, said you can sense some trends, though, from these preseason games. Last year, we weren't able to really get to the quarterback, right? Or stop the run?
We couldn't stop the run at all. We had a decent amount of sacks. Judon had 15.
Oh, yeah, but focused on D-line, right?
Focused, yeah.
Last night seemed to be dominant. And that dude who we thought was maybe a 45-year-old man out of Georgia Tech, he seems to be the real deal. And they got a rookie third-rounder out of Sacramento.
Yeah, Sacramento State, Marte Mapu. He didn't play last night, but they're saying that he could start this year either at safety or linebacker.
This dude's a rookie, got drafted this year, not playing in the first preseason game. No, we're going to rest this guy.
He's on the bench.
They like what they see early, obviously.
Yeah, Bill Belichick loves that fucking guy. Because that Keon White, we saw him play last night.
Yeah, and he was picked ahead of him. Marte Mapu, Gonzalez first round. Mapu was actually on the sideline with a play sheet next to Steve Belichick, checking calls and figuring everything. They're saying he's next level smart defensively.